I work with 4 different authors to order proof copies of their books from every major self-publishing platform with print on demand. In the first part in this 4-part series, we ordered paperbacks from KDP, IngramSpark, Lulu, Barnes & Noble Press, Blurb, and Draft to Digital. We'll compare the quality, cost, and fulfillment time for each book while showcasing each print proof so you can make your own judgment on what is the best avenue to publish your print books. Indie author Arista Holmes published her debut novel Changeling in March 2023. The book is 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches with black and white print on cream-colored paper, a matte cover, and 399 pages. Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. KDP distributes paperback books to 12 different Amazon regions and an option of expanded distribution that reaches 2 other regions by way of Ingram Content Group. For Amazon sales, you get 60% minus print fees, and for expanded distribution, you get 40% minus print fees. Now keep in mind, if you're using expanded distribution to leverage Ingram Book Group, you're getting a fraction of the 40,000 online retailers and libraries that they reach. In some instances, authors skip KDP's expanded distribution and go right to the source through places like IngramSpark, Draft to Digital, or Lulu. That way they get the entirety of Ingram Content Group's massive distribution. You can choose from 16 trim sizes, and the minimum and maximum page counts varies based on what you choose. This ranges from as little as 24 pages to 828 pages. Also note, not all content is available for expanded distribution. Do your research ahead before settling on KDP as your print distributor. For Arista, her proof costs $5.64. With shipping and handling, it was an additional $4.28 for a total of $9.92 for one proof. She ordered the proof on March 23rd. The proof shipped on March 24th, and it arrived on March 26th for a grand total of 3 days of wait time. Amazon truly sets the bar high for print fulfillment and delivery time. Before I hit on the quality of the book, I do want to point out KDP has a bad habit of shipping paperback books in padded envelopes, leaving them vulnerable to damage. The other distributors use corrugated cardboard to ship, so I hope Amazon will eventually follow suit. They have used cardboard before, but it's random, or in some instances, it's with bulk orders. Next thing, I'm not a fan of this watermark that they put across their proof. The predecessor to KDP Print, CreateSpace, used to ship proofs with watermark on the last page of the book as opposed to on the cover. Does the customer get a watermark book? No, but you will if you order a book as a proof copy. Overall, KDP prints high-quality books. The matte covers have a smooth texture to them, and the interior paper is 55 pound, which is a little higher than a lot of the print distributors right now. I've published and ordered quite a few proofs and books through Amazon KDP, and have rarely been disappointed. I had maybe 1 or 2 issues with delivery, but that's not on KDP so much as it is on the courier. Overall, I give Amazon KDP Print a 4 out of 5 for paperback books. IngramSpark. IngramSpark is possibly the widest reach you can get, having a direct pipeline to Ingram Book Group with tens of thousands of retailers, libraries, and schools while hitting over 12 different regions. If you ever wondered how your book got onto Walmart.com, Barnes & Noble, or Target.com, then you have your answer. Ingram does it. You set your royalty rate between 45 to 70% minus print fees. However, IngramSpark warns account holders they greatly limit their reach into brick and mortar bookstores with any wholesale discount less than 55%, which would put your royalty at 45% minus print fees. And more recently, they got rid of the $49 upload fee so authors can start publishing their print books for free. There are 2 small asterisks next to this update. Number 1, as of July 1st, 2023, they'll be charging a 1% market access fee. So technically, your royalty is closer to 44 to 69% minus print fees. And number 2, if you must update your book, it's free for the first 60 days. After that, it'll cost you $25 per update. So make sure you get everything right in your first 2 months. Or you can get 5 new coupon codes per month when you're a member of the Alliance of Independent Authors. Get more details when you visit my affiliate link at dalelinks.com/ally. IngramSpark has an astounding selection of paperback trim sizes at 29 total, with 3 types of paper in white and cream paper at 50 pound, and to my knowledge, a paper type only found at IngramSpark, Groundwood, which is a thinner paper at 38 pound. You can print anywhere from 18 to 1200 pages, but as with KDP, that minimum and maximum page count varies based on the trim size and paper you choose. The print proof costs $6.88, with shipping and handling coming out to about $7.33 for a total of $14.21. Arista ordered the proof on March 23rd with the estimated ship date of March 31st and an estimated arrival date between April 11th to April 14th. The book arrived earlier than expected, getting to my house by April 3rd to a total wait time of 11 days. Now, right now, IngramSpark is proving to be the more expensive option and the longest delivery time. Again, Amazon sets a ridiculously high standard, so waiting a week and a half isn't really terrible. We could have done rush shipping, but I wanted to compare the cheapest shipping options on each platform for a fair comparison. The IngramSpark paperback has a near identical quality matte cover as the KDP one, but the book is marginally thinner than KDP. IngramSpark's paperweight is 5 pounds less than KDP. Some would argue that affects the quality, but I'll say as a reader, I don't mind either thickness. Just be aware if you're going image heavy inside your book, 50-pound might not be what you need. You'll want to consider heavier options like 60-pound or greater. Because IngramSpark doesn't ruin the cover with a watermark, I feel their quality is a bit better than KDP, but the truth is, once you publish the book, what customers get will not be what you get as a proof. At this point, we're splitting hairs on quality, and it's really subjective. Personally, I like IngramSpark's quality just a bit better, and is it worth the higher cost or additional shipping time? It depends. What do you think? I'm giving IngramSpark a solid 4 out of 5 for paperback books. Lulu. Lulu distributes paperback books to the website lulu.com and have global distribution to amazon.com, barnesandnoble.com, and through Ingram Book Group. Pretty much the same thing IngramSpark has, and to a certain extent what KDP has through expanded distribution. Now, side note, avoid duplicate content when you use some of these distributors. You can use some of them, but you don't want to use all of them. For instance, if you use KDP in IngramSpark and Lulu, then you'll want to opt out of KDP's expanded distribution and avoid Lulu's global distribution option, which will leave you with just Lulu storefront. Now, Lulu has a 50% distribution fee plus the print costs, leaving you with the other half to split 80-20 with Lulu in your favor. Now, there are no distribution fees for sales made through Lulu, so sales through Lulu storefront can give you 80% minus print fees, probably one of the best royalty options so far. But heads up, unlike the other platforms, you're paid quarterly rather than monthly, and if you don't meet the minimum payment threshold of $20, you won't get paid. And Lulu has 16 trim sizes with whiter cream paper in 60-pound options and an 80-pound coated white option, ideal for graphic-heavy books. Now, Arista stuck with 60-pound cream paper because her book is mainly text-based with few graphics. Oh, and it's a matte cover again, and I should mention you can get matte or glossy on any of the previous platforms and Lulu. The proof cost roughly $10.60, and the shipping was $6.62 for a total proof cost of $17.22. While the shipping costs are close to higher IngramSpark rates, the print proof cost is the most expensive option yet. But before you balk at the cost, you must see the quality. It's been my experience that Lulu's printing is second to none. It's just that much better than their competition, but this is merely subjective, so you may not agree with me. Arista ordered the proof on March 23rd with an estimated ship date of March 31st to April 4th and an estimated arrival date of April 11th to April 13th. The book arrived on April 1st, well ahead of schedule with a total fulfillment and delivery time of 9 days. It's not quite as slow as IngramSpark, but not quite as fast as KDP. But to me, Lulu nails it on overall print quality. Look at it compared to KDP, then next to IngramSpark. Though Lulu has the thickest paper of the three options, it's still rather compact and about the same size as KDP's book that has 55-pound paper. All things considered, Lulu is a solid 4 out of 5, possibly moving closer to 5 if not for the higher costs. However, it's counterbalanced if you make sales in their storefront since it's the most generous royalty of all options yet. You will be strictly responsible for driving the traffic and might get some organic sales. Barnes & Noble Press. Of all the services used in this video series, Barnes & Noble Press has the most narrow distribution channel, having only the US market. For ebooks, it's really wide, but for print, not so much. But if your readership is in the US, this might not even be an issue. The royalty is middle of the road compared to the other options at 55% minus print fees. It's about 5% less than KDP, right about the same as IngramSpark, and about 5% more than Lulu, though that doesn't account for the 80-20 split on Lulu's 50% royalty, so Barnes & Noble Press has an advantage over Lulu. Fun fact, you can reach Barnes & Noble through all the previously mentioned avenues, but those distributors will take a cut of your earnings. Going direct to Barnes & Noble Press gives you the most earnings from that platform. Now, Barnes & Noble Press offers 22 trim sizes in 50-pound white or cream paper. While they don't have as many trim sizes as IngramSpark, they're a close second, having more options than KDP and Lulu. The proof cost is $7.47, with the shipping at $7.55, with a total cost of $15.02. The proof was cheaper than Lulu, slightly more expensive than IngramSpark, and about $5 more expensive than KDP. Arista ordered the proof on March 23rd. The copy shipped on March 26th, and it arrived on March 29th for a total fulfillment and delivery time of 6 days. This puts Barnes & Noble on par with Lulu, ahead of IngramSpark by 2 days, and of course, let's face it, nobody can compete with KDP's 3-day delivery time. Before I go over the quality, I should note that on the return address, Lightning Source is listed, the sister company to IngramSpark that is under the Ingram Book Group umbrella. This leads me to believe that essentially the same printers are used for Barnes & Noble Press as IngramSpark. Again, this is just a theory. I haven't confirmed that, but we can probably assume because the paper type is the same and Lightning Source is listed on the return address. When you place the IngramSpark book next to the Barnes & Noble Press book, you'll notice a significant color difference. And the edges are not quite as sharp at the spine of the Barnes & Noble Press book as the IngramSpark book. Normally, I've found Barnes & Noble Press print books to be of better quality than the rest, but in this instance, I feel like it's about the same. Overall, I give Barnes & Noble Press the same rating as the previous options, 4 out of 5. Blurb. Blurb has distribution to the Blurb bookstore and through Ingram Book Group that also reaches Amazon, meaning they have the same reach as IngramSpark and Lulu. Their royalty for print books is, well, it's different. I had to go into my dashboard to find out I have to set the base cost of my print book, then you set the profits you want it at, and then provide Blurb the list price. I'm assuming you get 100% of the profits made through Blurb bookstore sales. A lot of the information was scattered and it was tough finding some of these things. But sales made through Ingram, you get 45% or 64% minus print fees. You get to set the price, but how you set it determines your reach through Ingram. Now, finding a clear answer wasn't easy, as I'd mentioned. I had to do a lot of snooping around until I found the information that I needed. One thing Blurb shares with Lulu is the higher royalty you get from sales through the native bookstore. Again, you'll be responsible for driving traffic and you might get organic sales. My next hang up is the lack of trim sizes. They only have 5x8, 6x9, and 8x10. This was a bit of a problem since Arista's book was 5.5 by 8.5. They do have two options for paperback in economy and standard black and white printing on 50-pound paper. There's a 60% increase in cost between economy and standard print. We chose economy. You can have 24 to 480 pages, which is by far the lowest maximum page count of any of the platforms. So if you're writing epic length novels, this platform's not for you. And unlike the previous options, you can only have a glossy cover, no matte covers. Yep, not only did Arista have to change the trim size of her book to accommodate Blurb, but she also had to settle with a glossy cover despite wanting a matte cover. The print proof was the highest yet at $11.59 and shipping at $5.16 for a total cost of $16.75. The proof was the most expensive so far, surpassing even the highest cost of Lulu by $1. But the shipping cost is on the low end of things, coming close to the same cost as KDP, which is pretty good considering KDP has been the cheapest and the fastest fulfillment and delivery of all the options so far. Now, Arista ordered the proof on March 23rd, the estimated ship date was on March 30th to the 31st, and an estimated arrival date by April 10th. The book arrived 1 week ahead of schedule on April 3rd for a total wait time of 11 days. Now that's right on par with IngramSpark, so it's not bad, but it certainly isn't quite as good as KDP or Barnes & Noble Press, and about 2 days slower than Lulu. When you place it side by side with IngramSpark or Lulu, you'll see a noticeable difference, but this has a lot to do with the different trim size and cover type, and you'll even see they place their barcodes in the middle of the back cover and not in the bottom right like the other companies. Blurb sets themselves apart from their competition, but is it to their detriment? I must be straight up honest here. The quality is great, but this platform has a lot of work to do to keep up with the competition. When you want an answer, you must rely on their support feature and wait for an answer. And you can't find any clear answers on their website or through Google searches. Even their FAQ leaves little to be desired. I hate saying this, but Blurb gets 2 out of 5 overall. While the quality is fantastic, other factors really bring down the rating. Between the lack of transparency and flexibility and a less than desirable user experience, not to mention the exorbitant cost for a book, Blurb leaves me disappointed and looking for other options. I have high hopes for this platform and truly want to see some of the issues addressed soon. After all, competition is necessary for the self-publishing business to thrive. Draft2Digital. Draft2Digital is the newest player in the game of print-on-demand publishing, having launched out of beta access in early 2023. They distribute only paperback books through Ingram Book Group, meaning, you guessed it, they have the same reach as IngramSpark, Lulu, Blurb, and to a certain extent KDP. Draft2Digital, also known as D2D, has a 45% royalty minus print fees with 6 trim sizes. Though it's not quite as limited as Blurb, they don't offer as much as KDP, IngramSpark, Lulu, or Barnes & Noble Press. They have matte or glossy covers and offer 50-pound cream or white paper. Oh, and something D2D offers that no other platform offers are their ebook to print conversion tools for covers and interiors. Seriously, these other platforms need to take notes on how to provide more tools for authors working on a budget. It is free to upload your print book, and you get 1 free update per 90 days. However, if you need additional updates within a 90-day period, you must buy change tokens for $25 each. This isn't unusual because IngramSpark charges $25 for updates. Word to the wise, make sure your manuscript is dialed in before uploading, and if you must make changes within a 90-day period, make it count. The proof cost was the most expensive option of all at $30 plus $2.25 in taxes. Unlike the other platforms, D2D charges a flat fee that includes the proof and shipping costs. In fact, the CEO of Draft2Digital, Chris Austin, shared how the higher price is because of the priority print fulfillment and expedited shipping. You have no other option for print proofs, and that's one part I simply don't like. The total cost is 3 times the proof that you get on KDP and twice as much as the other options. But that's only the cost of the proofs, since what the customer pays and what you get is completely different. Arista ordered the proof on March 23rd, where it sat in limbo for about a week. We finally found out there was an issue with the ISBN. Since the ISBN was used on another distribution site, D2D couldn't use it. However, Arista and I had to shake the tree at D2D to get answers, since she didn't get any notification about mistakes or issues. With a little back and forth, we were able to resolve the issue by April 4th when she put in the order for the proof again. We weren't entirely clear about when the book would be shipped or would arrive beyond them telling her the order will be submitted and can take 10 to 14 days. The proof arrived by April 12th, making the total fulfillment and delivery time at 8 days. The shipping was expedited though because it came to me literally overnight, so we know a large part of that proof cost is going into expedited shipping. Compared to the other delivery times, this is on par for course except for, of course, KDP. I just wish we had cheaper options, even if it took a little longer. I'm sure D2D is actively working to improve their print features, so stay tuned to this channel for updates. As for quality, when you compare it to the IngramSpark or Barnes & Noble Press books, you'll see they're nearly identical. I'm sure that has a lot to do with possibly having the same printers. D2D's book was slightly darker than the others, but not enough to really diminish the quality. I'm a big Draft2Digital fanboy and even consider some of the staff among my good friends in this business. That's why it pains me to give them a less than perfect score. 3 out of 5. If they can offer more trim sizes, cheaper proofs, and a clearer print approval process, I'll be more apt to increase my rating. Enough about my thoughts. What did Arista have to say about her experience with each platform?
It was pretty straightforward. Every single step had a hover over if you needed to figure out what they wanted specifically, but it really wasn't needed. It took me 30 minutes to upload the whole book. Everywhere I've ever read about Ingram Online, everyone's like, oh, you've got to be so careful uploading. It's so complicated. You've got to read everything. And to be fair, yeah, there's a lot of detail, but I wouldn't say it was complicated as long as you take it slow. And like Amazon, they had hover over tooltips each stage. So if you were a bit unsure, I just clicked the little question mark and it told me exactly what they needed. So that was also really straightforward, taking it slow. I have used Lulu once before for a private project. What I like about their upload process is it's very straightforward. There's no hover over tooltips, so if you are a bit stuck on something, you do need to Google it. It's incredibly well laid out. Like each step, they kind of explain what they need from you. If I remember correctly, it's all one page as well, so it's just continuous scrolling. So you don't have to like sort of backtrack on yourself to double check something. Barnes & Noble. I like their platform, but it's very slow. Getting my vendor account approved took the most time. I could upload everything, but I couldn't, I think there was 2 pages at the end that it wouldn't let me complete until they'd approved my vendor account with taxes. But then their system glitched on my tax number. So I had to send in a support ticket to them and say hey, this is the number, this is what's happening, can you get back to me? That took over 2 weeks. I wouldn't have minded that, but I didn't actually hear back in response to my support ticket. I just happened to log in one day and it was fixed and I was like, oh, okay. But it wasn't just the vendor process either. Their upload process was quite slow. So I would upload the manuscript and then it would just sit there for about 10 minutes verifying the file, which also wouldn't have been a problem if it would have let me do anything else while it was verifying, but nothing. It wouldn't let me continue. I was just like, no, we're verifying, you have to wait. So that took about 10 minutes. The cover was a bit faster. It took 2 or 3 minutes, but it was still, you have to sit here and watch us verify this file. So it wasn't too bad. It was pretty straightforward again, but just slow. Blurb was, I don't want to call it complex because it wasn't, but it was very fiddly. Where you expect descriptions of things to be, they aren't necessarily where you expect them to be. They only do glossy on their soft covers, but that's literally on the first page when you're telling them what type of product you want them to print. It's not actually in the setup pages. And to be honest, their customer service agent was incredibly impressive. They got back to me in an hour. Draft2Digital, their upload process is smooth as butter. They've nailed that in their ebooks, and the print is exactly the same. If you use their interior formatting, there's a lot more options to fill in, but because I had a pre-formatted interior, it was just upload and go.
Stay tuned to this channel for the next 3 parts in this series comparing print-on-demand books from various self-publishing platforms, including standard and premium color paperbacks, hardcovers, and hardcovers with dust jackets. Once the videos are live, I'll leave a link on the screen here, and here, and of course in the video description. I'll see you then.